So I'm going to be practicing as sniper against replays from the SpyParty competitive league, which is a league that I am a part of. It's been a lot of fun. So we're gonna do the match between Elvissnake and Briguy, which was copper. Let me make sure. Bronze. I meant to say bronze. I would also be wrong about that because it's silver. Okay, this is a silver league match, which is like in the middle of player skill within the SCL. For reference, I am copper. I think most people will agree I'm better than copper, but I'm currently in copper. And we'll do Courtyard 2, which is one of the old art maps, so it's going to look ugly, but this is like the older art before things started to get pretty. Hey, kittens. Alright. So first thing I'm going to do is memorize statues, so that way I can tell when one of them has swapped. Memorizing statues is just a really good habit you should always do. Hello, Corrupted. Immediately after I do that, and sort of while I'm doing that, I'm going to look for the ambassador to make sure that no early bugs happen. And then for the rest of the party, I'm going to be doing a lot of kind of complex things that I'll explain as I'm doing them. Courtyard 2 is really fun. I quite enjoy Courtyard 2. So the spy is complete 4 of 7. I know nothing about how this game is going to go, so let's do it. 2-3. 3-1. 2-3-3-1. Our statues. Gonna be watching Ambassador. I think Penguin was following Banana. 2-3-3-1. General has 2 inspects. 2-3-3-1. Offered a blue danger. General went statue to statue, which is kind of weird. Red Dress picked up the statue kind of quickly, but that's fine. I'm highlighting everybody that goes to statues just so I can keep track of who can be done with the inspect statues mission. I mostly use highlights to just track who could be done with missions and not so much as general suspicion. Red Plaid has fingerprint because he has the briefcase, which almost always has a fingerprint on it. Green Plaid walks to statue immediately after. Let's check for a green swap. It is not a green swap. 2-3-3-1. I don't think anybody could have bugged while I was circling around. 3-3-1. Gotta watch for Red Plaid to get another fingerprint. Not much has happened in this party. General takes a drink. Guest list is clear. Penguin rejects. I'm mostly just looking for like hardtail stuff, because that's easier to explain. Normally I spend a bit more time doing like checking for softtails, but that's harder to explain. Alright, that right statue now has a fingerprint. I think Penguin could have bugged. That was definitely a bug path, so I'm going to keep a very close eye on him. He does not yet have statues. If he goes to that right statue, I just kill him. Penguin with an interesting redirect. If Banana Bread happens, I'm going to think it's Penguin. Purple Dress has a fingerprint. Red Dress back at that statue. So Red Dress now has a fingerprint. I'm pretty sure she does not have any other fingerprints, but I could be wrong. So I have to watch Red Dress and Penguin closely. I think it's more likely to be Red Dress, actually. If Banana Bread happens, it's Red Dress. Alright, so my top suspect was the spy. I would have liked to be able to play out that game, but since this is a replay of an existing game, and the sniper shot at that moment, I can't, like, play out the rest of the game. But I was definitely on the right track, right? So whenever the ambassador goes to a statue, whoever visits that statue next is like 50% to be the spy, and that's just the way things work, right? Because when you visit a statue that the ambassador was just at, you get inspects and fingerprint, which is a ton of missions done, and so hard for people to resist, but like everyone does it. So always keep track of what statues have fingerprints, because that's a very easy way of figuring out who it is. So the only missions he had completed so far were Seduce and Inspect. and 1 fingerprint. Seduce is super hard to track. You basically just always assume that they've done it. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Purple dress got shot. Let's try to figure out why purple dress got shot at the end there. What did he see? Let's do like half speed. Alright, so purple dress was getting inspects. And I think that was the only reason he shot. Purple dress was not yet high lit. Interesting. Alright, did he think that an animation broke? That was definitely not an animation break. What did purple dress do before that? Let's see. So purple dress was at statue there. Alright, so purple dress was just getting a fingerprint, right? She's getting a fingerprint from briefcase, and then she immediately goes to statues. Oh, I wonder if he thought she bugged here. Yeah. I think he may have suspected that purple dress bugged here. She's like on the left of the screen right now. But she didn't. So it may be for the phantom bug, it may be because he was suspicious for statue, although, I mean, the actual spy was also doing statues at the time. And it may be because he thought that that purple dress broke an animation when putting down the statue. Or he might have seen a swap, right? Like, it's so hard to, like, analyze what the sniper's doing because so much is going through their head that just is not communicated through gameplay. So I can't do much about that. But we'll go ahead and track the spy and try to explain why the spy does the things he does when he does them. Hello, Snowy. Hey, Nissia? That statue is not a fingerprint. He may have also thought the wrong statue had the fingerprint. Oh, a green time ad did happen. That's also true. I completely missed the green time ad. But at the end, it does say sniper and spy are different timers, so that did happen. I actually did look for a time ad earlier, but I was only going to catch a white. I wasn't looking long enough for green. Anyway, so here's what the spy does. Can we full screen this? Yes. Alright, so he allows the AI control until he ends up in this conversation circle, which is super standard. This conversation is nothing useful, so he'll probably want to leave pretty quickly, which he does. Could he be thinking about briefcase? Going for the briefcase would not have been a bad idea there, but that's fine. I think at this point he's just trying to follow his seduction target, which is why he goes to statues right here. So this is a pretty common thing for people to do. When your seduction target goes to statues, you also go to the next statue over, because that lets you get both flirt and inspects, which is nice. He does his inspect before he does the flirt, which is definitely the wrong order, but it usually won't matter. Ooh, interesting, interesting. Okay, so there was a bit of a problem here. Let's see, how many animation cycles was that? So AIs will only ever do 2 animation cycles before putting the statue down, so there is 1 animation. Here is a... Okay, so the second animation just took forever to happen, but then he does this. Bam. So he broke an animation, right? Like he ends the statue, like he's in the middle of a statue animation, and then he puts it down. If the sniper sees that little jerk, then that's a hard tell that it's the spy. But Elvissnake knew that the laser was like over there, so he was not in the sniper's view, so it was a safe thing to do. But that's still something you should try not to do. Right? Like, just never break animations. It's a bad habit. He very quickly leaves that conversation, which is definitely suspicious, but that's also kind of okay because there was nothing to do there. He goes over here to get his second flirt. If Sniper is good at tracking flirts, this is really dangerous because you were next to General at statues, and like 20 seconds later you're next to General in a conversation circle. So if the sniper is good at tracking that, that's dangerous, but for the most part it should be safe. He is running kind of short on time. He has 1 2/3 missions complete out of 4, and more than half of the timer has elapsed. So he decides to do a time ad and hits a green test, which the sniper will almost never catch, so I think that's a good decision. Hitting a white test can definitely kill you. I don't like returning the same conversation again. You have 2 minutes to get a single seduction done. and you're choosing to do it right after you did the previous one. Like, if Sniper tracks Seduce at all, then you can get shot just for this. So I think that's a bit dangerous, and you should generally wait on this. So his plan is to do Contact Double Agent as well as a hardtail, and I don't know what hardtail he's planning on doing, and we're not going to get to find out because the game is about to end. Alright, okay, so here he goes to a statue to get a fingerprint. Sniper should already know that red dress is already done with inspects, but if Sniper is tracking fingerprints, this definitely gets suspicion on you, as it did when I was practicing sniping. One interesting question that I'm not going to get to answer is whether or not he was planning on doing a briefcase here, right? Because if he gets his briefcase, then that's his second fingerprint done, but that's also getting 2 fingerprints in a row. So I'm not sure if he went to this conversation for the banana bread or for the briefcase. Like, walking into this conversation, doing a green banana bread, and immediately picking up briefcase is actually a really cool move that I don't think I've ever seen done, but it would be really interesting to see. Because if somebody's doing briefcase, they're not banana breading, right? So that would be fun. Yep. So, kind of rough spy play. Like, he did a lot of things that would be suspicious to a really good sniper, but he didn't make any big mistakes. Like, he did a series of things, any one of which is, like, pretty standard. So, a fine spy game. And the sniper hit a false positive, so he won. Alright. Now we're going to do the same thing. Players are switched, so spy is sniping, sniper is spying. I don't know enough about either of these guys to, like, know how they play, so I'm not going to be able to, like, anticipate what they're going to do. And that sort of metagaming is actually pretty important in competitive spy party. I just haven't played against these guys before, so I can't do it. Alright. Game number 2. 1-3. Gotta watch for bugs here very closely. 2-3. 1-3, 2-3. Orange dress at statue. 1-3, 2-3. The ambassador is in. Okay, so that was a bug. And the sniper didn't see it. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's go to sniper view. So yeah, so spy bugged here, which is why I shot. He started the bug while he was here, and then turned as the bug animation was happening. So like at this moment in time, the ambassador is on his right, which is why his right hand did the bug. So it turned into a wrong arm bug because he rotated as the bug animation started. So the bug was kind of like with the wrong hand. So this is a wrong hand bug. Very classic. I don't really like the decision because when he decided to bug, the sniper's laser was, let's see, here. All right. So the sniper laser is there. Let's see. Sniper was just rotating around, and then he came back as it happened. So this is dangerous, right? This is dangerous. So when you're bugging, you have to pay a lot of attention to where the sniper laser is, because if you bug when the camera is like perpendicular to you, then it's super obvious. But if you bug to the side, it's harder to see because there's less like motion against the background, right? It's like your body moving against your own body, which is harder to notice than your own body moving against whatever's behind you. So this one wasn't terrible because the sniper laser was like directly behind him. So if the sniper just sat at this exact location, is my cursor even showing up on camera? Yes, okay. So since the sniper's laser is right here, if it stays there, then this is a really good bug because you can't see anything, right? Like the spy is literally just, let's do interactive sniper, right? If the sniper just stays here, the bug is literally invisible. At no point in this animation can you see that Briguy is bugging, right? Like it just can't be seen. In the actual game, the sniper panned around as it was happening, so like at this moment, it's pretty obvious the bug is happening. And on Courtyard 2, the sniper should almost always be moving his laser, especially if the ambassador is in a vulnerable position, as she is here. So I think this bug is pretty easy to catch generally. I do actually like the decision to do it based on where the sniper's camera was. If the sniper had not come back around, as he did, it would have been basically invisible. He did come back around, but apparently he didn't catch it because Briguy is not yet dead. We're now going to just go to Spy and do what we did for the last game. So he sits in AI control until he ends up at a conversation, which is perfectly normal. At this point, you should plan to bug. You're at a really good position to bug. I think... Actually, I'm not sure if he is quite in range to do an in-convo bug, but it's very easy to do a walking bug. And the reason it's easy to do a walking bug is that if you like have to walk towards the ambassador and then bug, it's pretty obvious what you're doing. If you're just in a conversation next to them and you bug on leaving the conversation, it's a lot harder to track because you leaving the conversation is not something that the sniper can anticipate. So bugging when leaving this conversation is actually like a really good way to do bugs. So I like the fact that Briguy like planned on bugging as soon as he saw himself in this position. And I think he did wait until an appropriate time. Like right here, all he's doing is just looking at this laser. He's just looking at this laser, waiting for his opportunity to do the bug. He sees a laser rotating around and says, I'm going to bug now. The laser pans back around to a dangerous position, which probably makes him nervous, but it ends up working out for him. So, I actually like that. I shot him for it, but I still like it. Another thing that I didn't notice because it almost doesn't matter is that the bug did not actually take. Which you think I would have noticed earlier. So, at the point of the middle of his animation, which is right here. Right here. Okay, so this is when the bug happens, right? This is the exact middle of his animation. So this is the point at which the game checks whether you are close enough to the ambassador for the bug to actually, like, take, for the mission to complete. And this green circle is not currently overlapping this purple circle. So... Actually, I think there's a smaller purple circle it has to overlap with, but I digress. He's not close enough to the ambassador. So there was a micro error in that he should have started the bug animation earlier, right? Like the bug animation needs to be at this point back here, right? So he should have began the bug and started walking like a half second later than he did. If he had, then everything would have basically looked the same, but he would have actually completed the mission. So... that's a problem, right? Like, you take this risky hardtail thing that almost gets you shot, and in my case did get you shot, and you don't even get a mission for it. So knowing how to do bugs just mechanically is an important thing to do. And it's something you should definitely practice when, like, just in practice mode. Continuing on. And yeah, this is just a replay of an older game. He does a fake banana bread, which I don't really like all that much. Let's see. So... at the time he does the banana bread, which is... so at the time he chooses to do the banana bread, which is right here. Let's see who's in conversation. 1, 2, 3, 4. The guy at statues gets to be low lit. Green plaid gets to be low lit. And that's it. But what does this really do for you, right? Because here's the thing. There are 2 suspected double agents on Courtyard 2. And there's one in this conversation, which means the other one is not in this conversation. So when you do a fake banana bread in this situation, you know that the suspected double agent is almost always going to be either in your conversation or in the other conversation, right? You know it's going to be one of those 3, the dude at statues, green plaid outside a conversation, or one of the other 3 in your conversation. So if you want to do a fake banana bread, you should do it in a situation where you're pretty certain a suspected double agent is not in your conversation, right? Because that just makes it strictly worse than a real banana bread. Because you're trying to throw the sniper off by saying, I'm trying to do a mission, but you're doing it in a situation where you could have actually completed the mission, right? Like, the sniper is going to think you are more suspicious because this banana bread happened, because you're in one of the conversations with a suspected double agent, but you're not actually completing a mission with it, because you have the wrong double agent, right? For those that don't know, suspected double agents are the people with the yellow arrows above their head. The sniper does not know which of these people is the real double agent, the person that has to be in the same conversation as the spy when they say banana bread. The spy knows who the double agent is, but does not know who the suspected double agents are. So Briguy does not know that this guy is a suspected double agent, but he knows that there is a 3 in 5 or a 3 in 8 chance that one of these 3 people is the suspected double agent. And if you're in one of those situations, fake banana breading is really bad for you. So if you're going to do a fake banana bread, you should wait until there are very few people outside a conversation, because those are free lowlights, which are kind of bad. And you also want to make sure that it's very unlikely a suspected double agent is inside your conversation circle, because then your plan on throwing off the sniper just doesn't work. And he kind of succeeds with the first because there are only 2 people out of the conversation circles, which are Greenplaid and Blondo at statues. But he fails on the second, which is why I think this fake banana bread is kind of bad. Continuing. I'll also look at chat every now and then just to make sure I'm not losing off, because I actually have to like scroll up just to make sure. I'm spending too much time explaining stuff, but I'm actually really enjoying this. I'll also probably upload this to YouTube just because I'm having a good time. Small correction, the middle actually happened earlier than that. That's fine. I'm not super familiar with bug animations, so... Like, I'm doing this to learn as well. I'm newer than Hummus and Canadian Bacons, so... When Blue's feet hit the blue line. Okay. That's okay. You can guess who is SDA because they've never been in the same conversation circle as the actual double agent. They are not another cast member, and that's all you can go on. It's really tough to figure out who suspected double agents are, but you can count the number of double agents, and you know that they will usually be in conversation circles. So as the spy, you can kind of just assume that there will be one... Okay, each of these suspected double agents, however many there are, will generally be in a conversation. And at this point, there are 2 conversations who could have a suspected double agent, the one on the left, the one on the right, and you don't know which is why this fake banana bread was dangerous. Alright, so fake banana breads are very common at low-level play, and very rare at high-level play, and almost non-existent at mid-level play, right? They're very difficult to do well, because it gives the sniper information and does not complete a mission, which almost makes it just strictly worse than not doing it, unless you can use it to throw off the sniper. So you can use banana breads to distract from other things, so you can do a fake banana bread as you're doing a purloin, hoping that the sniper will be distracted at the time. And you can do it to try to frame somebody else. So if somebody who you think is suspicious walks into a conversation with a double agent, you can do a fake banana bread right after they enter that conversation, which makes that person look suspicious. Both of those things are really difficult to pull off and require a lot of game knowledge. So if you're just starting out, never do a fake banana bread. Just don't do it. It's very exploitable never to do one, but they're really bad unless you know how to do them really well. So don't do them. If you want to do them to cover up other things that you're doing, right? Such as microfilm or purloin or bugs. Because generally speaking, bad snipers will spend a lot of their mental energy getting all the lowlights they can, and they're not going to be looking at you doing missions. So be very careful with them. Don't just do them because you can. And I've spent way too much time paused, so we're going to keep going.
Banana bread.
So at this point, he's done no missions, and it's 2 minutes left. So he's in a very tight position. So he should either plan on rushing, time adding, or framing. He's doing statues, which is okay, but he gets highlight for it, which is a pretty standard thing, right? Like, most of the time when you do statues against, I'd say most snipers, you are trading a mission completion for suspicion, right? It's one of the most direct trades that you can do as a spy. The bad thing about what he's doing here is he is making that trade as his first mission. So for all 3 of his remaining missions, he's going to be under suspicion, which makes this game really difficult to complete, because now rushing can't really happen, right? By doing statues then, he can't really rush, because now he's very suspicious. He does a purloin on Courtyard 2, which is generally a bad idea, and then the sniper shoots the wrong person. So, alright. Let's see what happened before that. So, the way purloin works is when you do a white test purloin, which Briguy did here, you take a drink, and the list fades out smoothly and slowly right as you take the drink. So look at the white thing. Slow fade out. Bam. If you do a green purloin, then you will reject the drink, and the next person who takes the drink will take it, and then the list will fade out rapidly. And you have to be looking very closely to notice that distinction. But here's the thing. Before Briguy took that drink, orange dress, let's see. The last person to reject a drink, let's see, Penguin walk-awayed. Penguin did a walk-away. And Toby did in fact offer to orange dress. Never mind. So orange dress took a drink. Orange dress took a drink and the list did not disappear. And the sniper should have noticed that. And then over here, Toby offers to Penguin, Penguin walks away. Toby offers to Briguy, Briguy purloins, and orange dress happens to be next to them. So what I think happened here, and this is kind of just guessing, is this. Alright, so let's do replay sniper. What was he looking at? So at the time orange dress took a drink, the sniper was over here and not looking, and he can't really see the guest list, he can see it here. If he was not paying attention to the guest list, he may not notice that it's still there, and he only notices that it's gone after it disappears here. Right, so you can't actually see the tray very well. And he saw the fade out right there. So one of two things was possible. Either he thought that orange dress rejected and that was a green purloin, or he thought that orange dress was the one that took that drink. Because he may have seen that orange dress had a drink now and she didn't have one like 30 seconds ago, so maybe she did it. Either way, this is kind of bad, right? Like, Briguy took a drink, it was a white purloin, you can see it fade out slowly. If you're really good, you can see that that's a white fade and not a green fade. And you shoot the wrong person for it. And he very clearly intended to hit orange dress. This is not just a case of aiming at the wrong person. He did not mean to shoot blue dress. So, I don't like that shot. You see a hardtail and you shoot the wrong person for it. I don't know what more to say. But that's fine.